Yo, what's up guys? We're back with another video today, and guys, UFC 314 just took place, I talked about in my last video about how I thought about the whole card, I'm still super happy that Volk won, but what I want to talk about now, guys, is what's next for these fighters, right? Like, this is a series that I've done so many times now, and this is just how it's going to keep on going, So, I'm going to be giving my idea of who some of these fighters should be matchmaked. I'm only going to be covering the guys that I'm really interested in seeing. So, not everybody's going to be on here. And, yeah, I'm just going to be going with the winners and some of the losers. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, now with the main event, we had Volkanovski defeating Diego Lopez. And the most logical matchup should be him versus Movsar Evloev. No. Volk should not be fighting Yair Rodriguez. He already beat him. He beat him comfortably. Like, there should be no reason for a rematch. I don't think that at all. Plus, Volk wants to fight active. Like, he wants to fight. Probably my best guess is he'll probably return back in, like, July or August or something like that. Because it's April now. We're halfway through April. So, May, June, July. That's literally 3 months. So, he'll probably be back around summer, I bet. And, yeah, I think Movsar is, like, the next matchup. And it is an easy win for Volk. Honestly, he is a anti-wrestler. He has great takedown defense. His striking is amazing. Movsar's not like a terrible striker, but he's nowhere near on the same level compared to Volkanovski's striking. Like, come on now. So, I mean, this is the most logical matchup to make, but it's such an easy win for Volk. I'm not even trying to be casual or anything like that. Alright, now for the loser of the main event, we have Diego Lopez and also Yair Rodriguez. This just makes sense. Book this fight. Put this on the Noche card in like September, I think that's when it is. This literally makes so much sense. The winner of this then fights for the belt. I know Diego just fought for the belt, but if Diego wins, he'll probably have to fight one more fight after this. But if Yair beats Diego, then he'll fight for the title again. I mean, why would you not book this fight? It makes sense. These are two Mexican guys who want to fight, and it would be on the Noche card, probably as a co-main event or something like that. These two have actual beef, like you rarely see that nowadays. Like, come on now, this literally makes so much sense. It would be a really good fight. I don't know who would win, honestly. Yair is like, he's got a lot of like tools to beat Diego Lopez, but Diego obviously has the power and the grappling. So I don't know, man. I don't know who would win this one, but this needs to happen. This needs to happen. All right, now for the co-main event, we have Pimblett. Now, okay, listen. Why do I have Justin Gaethje on here, guys? Listen, okay, so I feel like Pimblett could beat Justin Gaethje. Am I wrong on saying that? Honestly, Patty's grappling looked pretty good. His striking looked weird. I'm not gonna lie, his striking looked pretty weird, but it works. It works for him. He was able to beat up Michael Chandler on the feet, to be honest. He stopped Michael Chandler's, like, striking at, like, anything. He couldn't do anything on the feet. And on the grappling, once Patty, like, started to understand Michael Chandler, he then was able to take him down and dominate him. That's pretty much what he did. And, with Justin Gaethje, like, if you get taken down by Rafael Fiziev, I'm sorry. Who's also on a 2 weeks notice? I'm sorry. Nah. Paddy Pimblett's gonna smoke Justin Gaethje on the grappling side. On the feet, I'd actually be very interested to see how they would go on the feet. But on the grappling, yeah, Paddy cooks him. I don't know if this is gonna happen or not. I honestly don't know. Like, I don't know who you get Paddy Pimblett right now, because I bet you it's gonna be Charles and Topuria. They're gonna fight it on International Fight Week. You then got Poirier, who's probably gonna fight Max Holloway for his retirement fight. I've heard some talks about that. Justin Gaethje is really the only one in the top rankings who doesn't have a fight booked at the moment. So I would say book this one, honestly. You could also do Paddy Pimblett versus Dan Hooker. I think that would also be a good fight right there as well. Either one of those two I'd be fine with, but I feel like this one might happen. I don't know why. They were teasing about it because Paddy did call Justin Gaethje out, and Gaethje was in the arena, so the camera did show him. So maybe that's what the UFC wants to do, but we'll see. I feel like this one might happen, to be honest. All right, now for the loser of the co-main, Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler, okay, this is a little bit of a joke, but I feel like he might get cut. I don't know why. I don't think he'll get cut, but I think Michael Chandler will leave the UFC. I don't know. Maybe he won't. Maybe the UFC will actually cut him, because, like, at this point, what does Michael Chandler have to give? He can't beat most of the top contenders. He's getting beaten up by up-and-coming guys, and there's not really other big names in the lower rankings. Like, Paddy Pimblett was probably the biggest name that he could fight in the lower rankings now. So, I mean, unless if Conor McGregor returns, which is never going to happen, I'm just going to say that out flat out, Michael Chandler just give up on that. It's never gonna happen. I don't know who he fights, honestly. At this point, he might as well just leave the UFC and join the PFL so he can make like $500,000. He'll beat anyone in that sport, and he'll make a lot of money for his family, you know. So I honestly don't know. I doubt Michael Chandler will fight someone in the lower rankings. I don't see that, to be honest. Michael Chandler's a guy who wants to fight big names, and that's pretty much his whole entire like UFC run. All the guys he has fought are big names. Dan Hooker, Dustin Poirier, Charles Oliveira, Justin Gaethje, and now Paddy Pimblett. Those are all big names, honestly. Alright, now we have the winner of Bryce Mitchell versus Gene Silva, right? Gene Silva absolutely destroyed Bryce Mitchell. He really did. He was toying with him. I can't, like, I was half awake when I was recording that video, guys, last night. I was just completely cooked after that. But, like, I'm remembering now that I'm full awake, like, bro, Gene Silva actually cooked Bryce Mitchell. The people who didn't watch this event, I don't think you guys understand. He wasn't even trying during that fight. He was looking away in the crowd as he was fighting Bryce Mitchell. And then when he actually locks in, he then just submits him. The grappler. I mean, that's crazy. So, I mean, for Gene Silva, I think you gotta give him a really tough guy in the higher rankings. And to be honest, I think Arnold Allen versus Gene Silva is like the next fight right there. Am I wrong with that? Because, okay, when I'm looking at the featherweight rankings right now, I feel like you gotta give him some on high rankings, because just so we can get him higher in the rankings and fight for the title soon. You can't do Ron Murphy, because he's just a boring fighter. Aljamain would probably beat Gene Silva. I don't know, maybe he wouldn't. I don't actually know. That actually might be an interesting fight. You could do Aljamain versus Gene Silva. Josh Emmett, I don't really want to see that fight. Giga Chikadze, no. Brian Ortega, I doubt Brian Ortega will take on Gene Silva. So really, the one that I think is like the most logical one is Arnold Allen, I think. I think Arnold Allen would be a really good fight for Gene Silva, and it would honestly just be a banger fight. This could be on a fight night card, and it would, like, do this on a fight night card in a crowded arena, and people will love it. They will love it. And honestly, I don't know who would win this one. I could see Arnold Allen, because he's got more experience and he has decent striking. He could potentially fraud check Gene Silva. But I don't know, man. Gene Silva could low-key beat Arnold Allen, I feel. But I don't know. I need this fight right here. I think this would be a really good fight for both of these guys. Alright, now for Dominick Reyes, right? Alright, so Dominick Reyes, guys, for those who didn't see, Dominick Reyes is on the title run, guys. He literally did the Conor McGregor move on Nikita Krylov. That was crazy. I'm so happy for Dominick Reyes, and there were a couple of options I had for Dominick Reyes. The first one I had, even after like Dominick Reyes beat Nikita Krylov, was just Alexander Rakic. I think that makes sense, because Alexander Rakic is ranked 6. He's on now, like, what, a 3 or 4 fight losing streak right now? Yeah, I think that makes sense for him. I was also thinking Jan Blachowicz. Jan Blachowicz would also be a good one, but then I was like, well, Jan Blachowicz actually knocked out Dominick Reyes, so I don't think people would be that excited for that one. But Dominick Reyes could low-key beat Jan Blachowicz in a rematch. He could, but I don't think so. I think Jan would still potentially beat him. I don't know. I think Rakic right now is a good test for Dominick Reyes. Rakic, even though he's on a 3 or 4 fight losing streak, he's still pretty good. He was going tit for tat with Magomed Ankalaev on the feet, and he was rocking Yuri Prohaska on the feet as well. So he's pretty good on the feet. And I think this would be a good test for Dominick Reyes, because, like, we were, like, because in every fight now, it's just, like, a test for Dominick Reyes. It's, like, to up the scale for him. Nikita Krylov was, like, middle tier, like, B tier level difficulty, and Dominick Reyes proved that he's better than those guys. So now, I think if he beats Rakic, I think that would potentially give him a potential title shot with the way that the light heavyweight division is right now. But I don't know. I think this would just be a really good test for Reyes. Alright, now for our next person on here, we have Dan Ige. Honestly, you could give Dan Ige pretty much any unranked featherweight at this moment. It doesn't really matter. I don't think that he should fight anyone above him at the moment. He's only coming off 1 win at the moment. So I don't think you give him anyone, like, higher in the rankings right now. I just put Mateo Costa on here because Mateo Costa is on the 3-fight winning streak. He's got decent wins on his resume right now. Andrea Fili and Christian Rodriguez. So he's got good wins on his resume at the moment. So I would just say I have this one, but I don't really care. It could be any unranked featherweight who's coming up. So yeah. All right, next up we have Verna. Verna obviously beat Yao Jianan. She beat her by decision comfortably, I'd say, with her wrestling. I mean, she should fight Zhang Weili. I think that just makes the most sense. But to be honest, guys, I don't think that's gonna happen because I think Zhang Weili might potentially move up a weight class and fight Valentino Shevchenko. I mean, if Valentino wins against Murray Font, she's probably gonna win against Murray Font, but we'll see. If Murray Font beats Valentino Shevchenko, then I think this fight will most likely happen. But if Valentino wins, then Zhang Weili will probably move up. Regardless, I think Verna will fight for the title, whether Zhang Weili or someone else, like for the vacant title. Either way, it doesn't matter. So I would just say, yeah, that's Verna's next fight. All right, now the final person we have here is Chase Hooper. Now, Chase Hooper had a pretty boring fight against Jim Miller, but his grappling looked really good. He dominated Jim Miller after the first round, and he dominated him. There's not much I can really say because it was just a grappling exchange, and yeah. But as far as who he fights now, I want to see him fight someone like in a tougher position. I want to see him fight someone who's in the top 20, in the top like 15-ish area in the lightweight division, and one of my options was either Drew Dober or Bobby Green, because yes, they are strikers, and Chase Hooper could probably dominate them on the grappling side. I think they would just be really good tests as far as like how good is Chase Hooper striking and if he would want to take them down, because yes, these guys are primarily strikers, but they are much different compared to fighting Jim Miller or something like that, or Clay, or, you know, Borshev, you know, any of these guys that Chase Hooper has fought. Like, Bobby Green and Drew Dober are much higher competition compared to them, and I feel like this would be a good fight for both of them. I think this would be a really tough test for Chase Hooper. I think he could potentially win this fight, and I just think it would be I think if he won that fight, he would then fight someone in the rankings. But that's why I think who Chase Hooper should fight in his next fight. But guys, that is me giving my opinions on who these fighters should fight for. What's next for these UFC fighters, UFC 314 edition. Let me know what you guys think on my opinion on who these guys should fight. Do you agree with them? Do you not? Give me some options, like tell me if I missed anyone on the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace!